Alright, so today we are counting down the top 5 most stable rackets using a number called twist weight. Now, twist weight is a hugely important number that manufacturers hide from the consumer to help them sell more rackets. That said, that twist weight number is actually available to the consumer on Tennis Warehouse's website. It's a bit tricky to find though, so I'll post a link to that page down below. So this isn't going to be a list of the highest twist weight rackets because a lot of those are oversized rackets. What we're going to be counting down today are 5 extremely playable rackets that will have amazing stability, especially on off-center hits with really juicy sweet spots throughout the string bed. Just for your reference, most rackets that are sold today land between 14 and 15 points on the twist weight scale. It's measured in kilograms centimeters squared, but most of the time we just leave the units out. So let's start off with number 1, the Yonex E-Zone 100. This scores a twist weight number of 15.02. So here we're starting off already, we're above average into that 15 realm. That means you're going to get a ton of stability on off-center shots, especially with a thick beam on that Yonex E-Zone 100, and the stiffer lip of graphite means you should get a ton of power regardless where you hit it on the string bed. Now, Yonex counterbalances that stiffness with a great vibration dampening system called VDM, or vibration dampening mesh. I can tell you for certain that it does filter out a lot of vibrations that 5 years ago we probably wouldn't have seen. It's definitely going to be more comfortable than some of those older pure drives or pure arrow that were causing players a lot of arm pain in the past. That said, it is a high stiffness, so if comfort is of top concern, I probably wouldn't go with this one. But if you're looking for a great all-around 100 square inch racket that gives you tons of power but maybe a little bit more versatility than like a pure drive, the E-Zone 100 is a great bet. Now, number 2 is the 2019 Beckett Pure Arrow. We're expecting the 2022 version to be released later this year, but we've still got the banana yellow Pure Arrow on the docket for now. So this one comes in at 15.36. Compared to the E-Zone 100, that 0.3 on the twist weight scale is definitely going to be something you'll notice on court. A little bit more stability towards those off-center shots, but that Pure Arrow packs a punch. It feels pretty heavy. This is when you're definitely going to notice the maneuverability will slow down when you're comparing the racket to something of a similar swing weight but with a lower twist weight. Now, I think the Pure Arrow 2019 is a great racket. I wish it had a little bit more feel and control that we saw in the original Arrow Pro drives, but I think for the modern game, the Pure Arrow is a great choice and it remains a staple of today's tennis market for a reason. Now, I want to shout out an honorable mention to the Pure Arrow Tour at 15.14. You'll notice it's a little bit lower on the scale. I think Beckett does this on purpose because they want to retain a little bit of maneuverability in the frame, especially when you're going up that 15 grams in weight, and that increased weight is going to lead to more enhanced stability throughout the frame, so that high twist weight number is not always needed to keep up big stability on the court. So number 3, we have the VCORE Pro 97H. Now that H stands for heavy because this is one hefty boy. The twist weight comes in at 15.44, but it also packs a really serious strung swing weight at 337. This is going to be too much to handle for a lot of players, but if you have a developed technique with long, fast strokes, you're going to be able to put a ton of power and spin on the ball with this frame. It does retain a ton of control due to a softer lip of graphite and a slightly thinner beam. This is definitely one to look out for really strong players who crave big stability, big mass from all over the court. It really channels that Stan Wawrinka energy to me. And number 4 on the list, we've got the Pure Drive 2021. So the twist weight here is clocking in at 15.62. So it's gonna feel a little bit more stable than its brother, the Pure Arrow, but I think it swings a little bit faster, and that's due to that lower swing weight. I think this pure drive is the best pure drive we've seen in the past 5 years. Maybe shout out to the 2015 version with the slightly more closed pattern, but that said, I got great playability out of the 2021 pure drive. I didn't feel like it needed a lot of customization and was ready to play out of the box against really big hitters, and that's all due to that super chunky twist weight. 15.62 is huge. Honorable mention to the Tour version, which clocks in a little bit lower at 15.49. Similar train of thought on this one to the Pure Aero Tour, where we're lightening up the twist weight a little bit because we've got all that stability baked into the high static weight of the frame. So big power, tons of excellent performance outside the sweet spot. It's nothing less than what you come to expect from a modern Babolat frame. Finally, number 5 on the list, we've got another racket tied at 15.62, and that's the Prince Phantom 100P. This is a really unique offering compared to the other rackets we've got on the list. It's not too heavy like the VCORE 97H. Much easier to swing with that thin beam. It really cuts through the air nicely, but the flex is insane. This is one of the most comfortable and most flexible feeling rackets you can buy. It's definitely up there with the Clash in terms of flexibility and comfort, but I think it feels a lot more natural and a lot more organic than the Clash. There's a ton of flex, but for my game, it does sometimes lead to a little bit of unpredictability when the frame is flexing and twisting. The way that Prince needs to counteract that is with a high twist weight. If the frame had a lower twist weight but retained that high level of flexibility, it would really be easy for the racket to twist in your hand, and it would be hard to return energy to the ball. So that's number 5. I want to shout out in big honorable mention to the absolute player's classic, the Gamma Big Bubba. So like I said earlier, this isn't a countdown of the highest twist weight rackets, because a lot of those rackets are going to be oversized Gamma frames, and the Gamma Big Bubba is the king of all of them. Clocking in at 19.92, this thing has a huge amount of stability and a crazy amount of off-center performance, and part of that is because the head size is just so big. I don't expect serious players' frames to be clocking in at that 19.92, especially in their stock form, as you can just achieve that by adding lead tape. So if you want to see another countdown of rackets, comment what you want to see down below. And in the meantime, if you want to learn a little more about twist weight, this is the video for you.